Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Certified Fangirl Podcast. Today, we are joined by D'Anna from the Maine on Tour, which is a fan-driven account centered around the Maine, and a self-proclaimed professional concert attendee who also works at music venues. In this episode, we talk about her favorite bands, growing up with the music you love, fan connections, travel tips, unique merch, picking a set list, and the online friendships that come with it all. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Certified Fangirl Podcast, where we celebrate fandom, spotlight people behind the music, and bridge the gap between fans and the music industry. D'Anna, thank you so much for being here today. First, can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your upbringing with music and how music first became a part of your life?
Yeah, I'm D'Anna. Music has really always been a part of my life. I started going to concerts when I was 4 years old and never looked back. Now I work in the concert industry and I'm going to arguably too many shows. So yeah, I love it. I love everything about it.
So there's no such thing as too many shows. I feel like when you're a fan, to the extent that we're fans, there's no such thing as too many shows.
And I have to agree, but my body does disagree a little bit.
Say, how's your wallet as well? The body and the wallet are
The
hurting.
body and the wallet. The body and the wallet for sure.
So what was your first concert
Britney Spears.
for? That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I remember a little bits and pieces of it, and I recently found there's a YouTube video of it, and I was able to watch that video and confirm my memories, so that was really awesome.
Do you remember who the openers were?
I don't remember who the openers were, but it was in New Orleans. It was a hometown show,
Oh,
and it was at the Superdome.
and a hometown show. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I've never had a chance to see Britney, so I'm like, okay, that's the moment's past. It's fine. It's fine.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So fast forward to today, as you say, you're a professional concert attendee, or your IG bio says that. What what does music look like in your life now?
I feel like it's pretty much every aspect of it. I've been working in concert venues for a few years. I would say 3, 4 years now. And then just ever since, well, a little bit beforehand, but definitely past 2020, I started traveling a lot for concerts because I'm from New Orleans. A lot of tours skip over New Orleans for whatever reason. So I'm like, I've had that joy taken from me, and it shows you that not everything's guaranteed. So I'm like, let me go travel and see the concerts I want to see before, I might not have the chance to do that anymore.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like we definitely share that kind of thoughts about having the concerts taken away from us during the pandemic and not knowing when we would get them back. And I feel like a lot of people are really kind of, I don't say YOLO, but
Yeah.
in that way we are kind of making up, well, for lost time, because we had that whole year, almost 2 years of not being able to see the bands that we love, but also realizing how fleeting certain things are, and we have to see the bands now. What if they stop touring? What if something happens? You never know, so might as well travel and take those chances.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And life is so short, so you just gotta get your joy where you can.
Exactly, YOLO.
Exact-
I'm bringing it back. It's disappeared, but now I'm bringing it back. So what's the farthest, where's the farthest you've traveled for a band?
Well, I was gonna say California, but I just went on a cruise. So maybe to
Yeah.
uh to where did we go? I don't even remember.
Was it
The Dominican
Mexico, or was it
Republic.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I just remember because those cruises, I mean, I went on my first music cruise this past January, and it's just such a whirlwind, and I'm sure it was for you too, just trying to, manage your schedule, see the bands you wanna see, take it all in, and really
Yeah.
live in the moment, and also, remember to eat and sleep.
Yeah. It's such a weird experience, but I had a great time and I would love to do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kinda like you're in this, like, bubble and the outside world doesn't exist. You don't know where you are, you don't know what day it is, what time it is. Because like, I didn't have internet, so, like, I was literally just existing on this ship.
How was that? Because I splurged for my premium internet package.
One of the girls in our group had bought the internet package so we could keep our fan page, The Man on Tour, updated, but I kind of enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
was like, "I need a break from the internet, actually, and I can just enjoy looking out and seeing the freaking ocean." That was amazing, and then, like, enjoying all these bands that I love.
I'm just kind of checking out for
Yeah,
almost a week. It was like what was it 4 days?
I think it was 4 days, yeah.
Which is, I mean, perfect amount of time to really enjoy everything, and, like, I feel like by the end, your body's like, "Okay, let's go back to
Yeah.
for, like, a second." But it is so beautiful. I remember, like, waiting in line for one of the venues, and you're just it wrapped around the outside deck, and you're just
Oh,
looking
wow.
over the ocean, and you kinda take that moment, take a breath in, and realize, "Oh, hey, I'm in the middle of the ocean watching some of my favorite bands and experiencing
Yeah.
this." Yeah, it's really what a great time. So, speaking of the Maine, so, yeah, this is your I feel like your pillar, your whole world, revolves around them to some extent. I mean, of course, you have other bands and other interests, but your main focus, I feel like, no pun intended, is the Maine. So
Absolutely.
what is your journey with them, with discovering them and where you're at now?
So I was introduced to them, like my early high school years, around like 2010. I had a friend who was really into them, and
Mm,
so she got me into them, and I got to see them for the first time in 2011, at the House of Blues, New Orleans, and it's been just like straightforward ever since. Like I never looked back.
that that's incredible. Do you remember, like, moment you knew you were in this fandom for life? Do you remember, like, when it hit you?
Yeah. So I was kind of like introduced to them in this era between black and white and pioneer called the In Darkness and in Light era. She is a little long forgotten, but an interesting time. So that made the pioneer era my first like full album cycle from like beginning to end. And that's why I always hold that album as number one in my heart. Like it's so special to me. Like just being there from the beginning of that, like, really solidified it, like, I was like, "This is my band." I don't even know how to explain it, but I just resonated really, really hard with it, really strongly with it, and I feel like I've grown with them because every album that they put out, like, I feel that same way, and I'm like, it's nice to really grow with a band instead of, like, grow apart from them.
Mhm. Yeah, because some bands, you kind of start becoming distant with some bands, and then other bands, I feel like you submerge yourself more into what they're doing, and the ones that just have that special connection with you, and, like, I mean, I feel like the Main is we'll talk about it more later, but the Main does a really good job as doing that with their fans, like, connecting with their fans in a really special way, and so I feel like you're a good representation of that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I've made so many countless friendships through the Maine and like I can't even imagine my life without meeting those people. It's crazy. It's in high school, like I had that friend that introduced me to the band, but other than her, like and then another friend that I got into after that, I didn't have anyone to enjoy them with, really. I ended up having a falling out with the original friend. So it became kind of like isolating. You know, I would want to go to shows and I wouldn't want to go alone. I want my friends to come, but they don't listen to them. So, yeah. And then I ended up joining the street team in like 2020, I think. And that's when like my life exploded into beautiful blossomed friendships. They instantly welcomed me. I became very active on Twitter, in the 8123 Twitter space. And that's just and then just meeting people online and then connecting with them in person at shows, traveling, them letting me, a stranger, sleep in their house. Like, that's how it all formed, and I feel like that's a core principle of the band.
Yeah. Just that community, like 8123 means everything to me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what everyone yeah, that's like the chant.
Yeah, and, like, The ones that get it. Like, it's so true.
It's amazing just what fandoms can do. I feel more so now than like earlier when I first started to listen to like alternative music and people were kind of not like weary of making friends, but I feel like now people are really open to kind of making these communities and seeking friendships and realizing like, oh hey, we all love these bands, like let's be friends and like instantly hit it off and then you make friends for life just from bonding about from these specific bands and it's
Yeah.
like so incredible. I just like it unless if you know you know. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the way to really describe it unless you're like really in it and trying to describe it to somebody that's not in the community or really goes to shows or meets people like through shows. It's kind of like you can explain it to the best of your ability, but unless you're in it, you can't really like how you say I can't explain the feeling when you first saw the Maine or you knew that you were in it for life. It's hard to really pinpoint that exact feeling or emotion in a way that you feel like it will do it justice, you know?
Yeah.
So what for anyone like is listening who might not be familiar, can you explain like what the Maine on Tour is and what it does within the Maine community?
Yeah, absolutely. The Man on Tour was started by my friend Lauren. She had seen a similar page for the 1975 called the 1975 on Tour, where they would post videos from each concert. And she was like, wow, I really want this like for the main because I want to selfishly be at shows that I can't be at. So she started on Snapchat originally, and then it ended up growing into Instagram. And she's so organized with it. She has like a Google sheet that people can sign up for which date they want. And then we'll go through this sheet and like confirm people. We'll have backups if someone can't do it for whatever reason. So we'll have different fans every night log onto the account. We make new passwords every night. And then the account is just theirs for the day. They can like walk us through like, hey, I just got to the venue. Here's my outfit. Here's a fun memory of me and the band from 20 years ago. And then they'll just post videos of the concert through the night. And it's also like a good way to connect people. Like a lot of people will message us and be like, oh, I'm bringing like bracelets for the show. Like, can you tell people to look for me? I would love to like hand out these trinkets and stuff. So that's fun too.
I love that so much. There's no I like have like a such a soft spot for like fan like being a fan and then trying to make my way into like the music industry and kind of like how this podcast is trying to like bridge the gap and get people involved in different ways. And I feel like first of all, awesome for Lauren for keeping it so organized because I'm sure there's so much going on within that account. And how many people are on like your team now, like the main team?
I believe, hold on, let me count to make sure. There's 5 of us.
Okay. So, like, everybody can kind of divvy up the workload so it's not all
Yeah,
one person's responsibility, but, I mean, yeah, that's amazing, and I saw you were interviewing some fans
I
the other
did.
day. What show was that at?
I was at the Chicago show at the Salt Shed. It was album release day, so it was a very big, exciting day. Everyone was super pumped.
Yes, of course. Oh, yeah, and I have my album sitting right here, so I was like, "Yeah, I gotta show off the album." Yes, showing at store. So, were people I felt like people were really interested in talking about the album and really, like, willing to kind of offer anything like, they weren't shy about it. They wanted to talk to you. They wanted to get the conversation going about the album release and everything.
Yeah, we love, like, just getting to share those perspectives from other fans in the community, and the band loves it too. Like, I love how, connected and present they wanna be.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of fan engagement, the Maine come up a lot as a band that does it, like, really well connecting with their fans. So from your perspective, what is it about them that makes their relationship with the fans stand out? And can you tell us, like, a specific moment that really stood out to you between them and their fans or specific moments?
I'll have to think on the moments. But, they've been doing this since the MySpace days. They would go and message people on there, "Hey, check out my band." And then they would continue to foster those relationships. And then that just never ended for them. They have kept that same mindset. And I think that's what really helps them a lot and sets them apart from other bands. Cause I don't want to say they're like super accessible, but like you can reach out to them. And most of the time they will respond and they want to hear what you have to say.
Because I'm going back, thinking about like how they foster these relationships, how they keep them going after all of these years, and like specific moments in time that you can think of maybe where it really stood out, of like, hey, these people are like authentic, or they really make it a point to talk to their fans. Like I have one friend who, they do, like they said, they do the Zoom meetings.
Yeah, well, there's Pillar, which is a little like fan club. It's like $10 a month. And a lot of times when they're not touring, during their off seasons, we'll get on there and start live streaming. He's like, "Hey, let's break down a song. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to talk about and let me know who wants to co-host." And so he'll have a different like co-host every week, and that's a way that they're like still meeting new fans to this day. Recently, he had one join who he learned about them from the Fall Out Boy tour, which was not that long ago. And this guy on his wall had like all their albums already. Yeah. So it's really awesome that he was able to get introduced to them. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. And he's already like a huge fan.
Just in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was talking about this with friends, like, you go to the show to see the headliner most of the time, but if you get there early, you can catch openers and they can totally capture your heart, especially with a massive band like Fall Out Boy, because they're getting massive bands to open for them as well as like, sometimes smaller bands too. I remember the Maine was there. I saw them in, I think it was LA. It was like the Maine, the Academy is, Daisy Grenade, Fall Out Boy, something like that. Some kind of amalgamation of all that. And it's just, yeah, you go for the openers and sometimes they'll be just so captivating and you'll want to kind of be in this fandom too.
Yeah, I love going for the openers. Like, I work at a venue, so sometimes I get upset when people are like, "Can you tell me what time the headliner's coming on?" I'm like, "What, don't you want to come see the opener too? You might find your new favorite band." I don't say that, but I think it. Because it's true for me. I find out so many new bands that way, and then I love to follow their journey because, they're usually smaller bands, and then you get to watch them grow, and that's really awesome.
That's amazing. And I'm sure, yeah, just seeing bands go from like a local band or opening and then all of a sudden they have sold out tours or, something, just watching their journey. And I feel like it used to be like uncool to want bands to succeed in a way, which is so strange when you really think about it, like quote unquote selling out. And now I feel like people are so willing to be like, no, I want my band to succeed. I want them to play sold out arenas. I want them to take over the world. I want everybody to know who they are. And then it makes the community even bigger because then more people know who they are, and then you can talk about it with other people as opposed to like, this is my secret. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
keep like.
Yeah, I always say, like, I'm an anti-gatekeeper, like,
Mm.
please enjoy the things I like, because like I said, like, when I was in high school, I was, like, alone. So now I, like, force it onto people, but not in, like, a forceful way. I'm just like, "Please listen, I really think you will like this album." And
You,
then they do.
you're like, yes, and I was right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, like just kind of I do the same thing where I'm like, you need to listen to this band, or I'll like post about it so many times that it gets probably sickening for some people. Like, okay, we get it.
Mhm.
You like this band, you like this album, but like, why not? I want more friends maybe. And I feel like a lot of people make friends online now more so than in person, and having that community grow in that specific way, which also shout out to the internet for bringing people together in that way, as opposed to just like your small little bubble of wherever your hometown or wherever you live now is, and being able to connect is incredible. And yeah, just anti gatekeeping.
Yeah.
I think that's really big right now. And I love that so much, kind of seeing that evolution, because it used to be such a thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not telling you who this band is. I'm not telling you where, like anything. It's like, why not? Don't you want friends?
Right, right. Yeah, like, for the main, like, want them to be the biggest band in the world because it's what they deserve. Like, they're good people, and, like, I don't know how they're not yet, you know?
It's shocking, truly. I forget that people don't know all the bands that I like, and I'll just talk about them casually, and people will respond with, "Who's that?" And hold on, you gotta listen to this. Also, Kelly Clarkson,
So cool.
amazing. That's no words.
No words. Like, I'm like, ugh, I'm just so proud of them. Like, I feel like they keep hitting these, like, big milestones, and I just, like, feel so proud and excited every time, like I'm a proud parent.
Exactly. You feel like a parent. You're like, "Oh my gosh, I raised them so well, and now they're out in the world doing their thing."
Yeah, my grandma texted me and was like, "Was the maid on Kelly Clarkson? Like, she's not on the internet." And I was like, "They were."
Incredible. And see, more accessible to people of different like ages and ethnicities, socioeconomic status. Maybe somebody doesn't have like a computer or the internet, but maybe they watch Kelly Clarkson. And so they can kind of get more reach in that way and have, maybe your grandma will want to come to a show.
Yeah, I would love to take her to see the man. They just have to go back to New Orleans.
Yeah. She's not traveling for shows anytime soon. No,
Mm.
okay. Yeah. Stop skipping New Orleans bands, please. Throw that in I know tour routing is hard and everything, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it does not mean that they hate you if they don't come to your city. Just
I
just
don't
know
know.
that. Well, they
Sometimes you
might.
move to another state and then they all start going.
Well, they might. They might hate you. I don't know. They might have had a bad experience. I'm not quite sure. I feel really bad for the people that live in like Kansas or Nebraska or Iowa
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, I'm in SoCal, so I get pretty much all the shows. Somebody's coming to LA or they're coming to OC or somewhere near me. But
Yeah.
living out there in like the middle of nowhere, I can only imagine how not as accessible bands are and they have to travel. So again, shout out to the internet for having
Yeah.
them access, different music in that way. And then speaking of that, what was like how when you were younger, what was your way of discovering music? Like were you like
Um,
MySpace, Pure Volume, like what was your thing?
I was secretly on MySpace. I was not supposed to be because I was in 3rd grade. Um,
Don't tell us.
um, and then that moved into, like, Facebook and Tumblr, and, Tumblr was huge. That's really where I started my, like, internet presence, I guess, and, like, meeting people in the fan base. That's where it all exploded, really. I mean, what a time to be a Tumblr kid in the, like, early 2010s. People wanna say it was 2014, but it was earlier than that. Because 2014, I think, is, like, when Yahoo bought it, and then I drifted apart from that, and then I became active on Twitter, and then yeah, and then Twitter is really where it all, like, happened.
It just exploded for you. Are you so but you said
Yeah.
you're still on Twitter right now? I'm still calling it Twitter. I don't care.
Yeah, no, it'll always be Twitter. I'm not really on there much, so now I really am just finding music, like, through my friends or through other bands, opening bands. I'm mostly on Instagram now, I feel like, and I get, like, Target ads all the time for new bands, and I'm like, "That sounds kinda nice, actually." But yeah, it is a lot of, like, seeing bands on builds and checking them out.
Yeah. Do you use TikTok for music discovery as well, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of artists on TikTok that come up for me too, and I'm like, "That sounds nice."
I'll listen to more, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a great way too, like, I feel like that's really taken off in the past couple years, and, like, in addition to, like, new artists, established bands and artists have had, like, older songs go viral, like Beach Weather. That was a crazy time.
Or 8123 in the house, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
I can only imagine just having, like, a song out for so long and thinking, "Okay, like, it did well or moderately okay," and then all of a sudden it becomes a
Yeah, shout out 303.
like, incredible because like, what is going on? I love 303, they're great guys, like, but it's just I can only imagine just, you're hanging out at home and all of a sudden, what Rich Man is trending, 1,000,000 people have used this audio in their TikTok video, like, I can only imagine how insane that is.
Yeah, yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
would
this song we wrote in 2008, 22 years later, it's
yeah.
finally getting its moment.
You'll never know. So, put the song out there, make the video, just do what you got to do. Don't be keeping it in your drafts. Just post it because you
Just
never
post.
know. And then, you could have people have had amazing like career opportunities and deals just based off of a viral video or something happening. So you never know. Never know what
Yeah.
and exactly. Take that chance. I feel like I'm gonna start singing Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson for a second. Take a chance, make a wish, make a change or whatever. We do. Speaking of Kelly Clarkson, we thank you for having the Maine on your show because that's just incredible. So, being part of the Maine on tour, like you said, you kind of in a unique position where you're interacting with both fans and the band. What has like that experience been like for you? Like kind of being that bridge between the fans and the band.
It's still like we're still getting used to it, right? We're like, the band is talking to us? What? But sometimes it is like a little much because like we're not like close personal friends with them. We can like reach out to them about stuff, but sometimes it feels like people want to like use us to like talk to the band and it's like, well, you can just reach out to them yourself. They're more than willing to like talk to fans. So it is kind of like a weird fine line type of thing. And it's like, we don't feel super comfortable like bringing everything to them, but we are like more than happy to like share what you have to say. Like if you tag us in a post, like we'll repost it and the band will see it. They are quick to watch the main on tour stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a weird place to be in, but we're also, like, super grateful for it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like Pat's like the one that watches things super quickly in the band. Like as soon as you post it, I feel
Yeah.
he'd be right there.
Yeah, we do have our suspicions. They won't confirm anything, but, sometimes Pat will watch it in, like, less than a minute, and we're like, "Be honest, do you have notifications on?"
Tell us because this is great. It posted this 37 seconds ago, and it says that you've already watched it, so what's going on? He must have the notifications on.
I know. It's a funny thing, like, I don't even know what to say about that.
That's so cute though. I love that so much. But yeah, I'm sure it is a fine line when knowing bands or kind of are in this space where you have more accessibility based off of like, hey, I'm trying to create this space for the fans and people are like, "Oh, can you get us tickets? Oh, can you guest list us? Oh, can you this and that?" And it kind of becomes difficult, I'm sure, in a way where you're like, "I what do I say to this?"
Yeah.
In this space. Yeah.
Yeah, we always, like anytime we get a message, we're like, "Oh," we, like, take it to the group and we're like, "How should we handle this? Should we bring it up? Should we address it this way?" type of thing. It's very collaborative, but, like, we're just fans ourselves, you
Yeah.
know? So in the same way you might be scared to reach out to a band, like, we are too. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it is scary. Just for me, just sending like emails or DMs just for people to be on like the pod. I'm like, hey, what's
Yeah.
going on? Just try to go to the band or, try to do your thing. But do you get a lot of submissions for people wanting to do like a takeover for
Yeah.
the show? And how do you go about like choosing?
So we do it through a Google Sheet or a Google sign up form, and it's just first come, first serve.
Mhm.
So whoever signs up first for that date will get put as number one, and then we'll have like a 2, 3, 4 backup list, and it'll again just be first come, first serve. We also do try to like if a person signs up for multiple dates and say they were the first to sign up for both Boston and DC, we'll like put them for Boston, but we'll put like the next person for DC. So like everyone can try to get a chance to take over. Because we don't want it to be like exclusive. Like this is for everyone.
Everybody can get a chance to do it. So,
Yeah.
letting people know out there if you want to take over off the Google Sheet, first come, first
Yeah.
serve. Everyone will get a turn eventually.
Yeah.
Maine
Yeah.
just gotta keep playing tour dates, and then
Yes.
and then everyone will get a turn.
Yes.
So,
Like turn your notice on when a tour is announced and be the first to sign up.
Yeah, exactly. I also see that you have quite the busy schedule for other shows as well coming up, or did they already
Yes.
pass?
Yeah, so starting tomorrow, I have an insane run.
Mm.
And we're gonna be seeing Haley Williams tomorrow and Wednesday in Chicago. Friday, we'll be seeing the home team and Bill Murray in Dallas. Boys Like Girls on Saturday in Houston. The Academy is on Sunday in Houston. And then I'm gonna do some work. And then the Maine is coming to Houston on April 30th. And then we're gonna go see the Maine in Austin and Dallas the next 2 days. So I'm really hoping and praying I survive these upcoming 2 weeks, because when I went to see the Maine 2 days in a row, like a week or two ago, really, really kicked my butt on that. So
I
I'm like,
mean,
just can't do it like I used to do it, I guess.
saying that's just 2 days in a row. Like,
I know. I know.
I
I'm like, oh, brother.
you're gonna kill it. Yeah, I believe in you. You can totally do it.
I
I'm
know.
trying
I'm
to.
like drinking like a immunity boosting juice right now.
Have you tried the not emergency liquid IV with the vitamin C powder?
No,
That stuff like
I
saved my
should
life.
dog.
I drank that like right before like a week leading up to the cruise, and I didn't get sick at all, and I was feeling like good. So that stuff. Shout out Liquid IV,
Shout out Liquid IV.
sponsor the podcast. You're
Please.
for the aging concert goers out there. Literally thinking about. I'll still go to multiple show days. So I mean, I commend anybody that does that, even no matter like what age they're. Although if you're like 20, like okay, you're gonna be fine. But just the routines that we have to start doing as we get older and start going to multiple shows of like bringing Advil and putting insoles in our shoes and like drinking vitamin C and making sure we have our vitamins and like stretching and just so much, but worth it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you'll be fine. But you said you had like a little gap in there, right? Between, was it the academy is, and was that the last one before you go to the main?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna work like a little bit before the home team and before the academy is, get some work in for both of those. And then like I have like I think like 3 days where I'm gonna lock it.
Just focus. Do you have any like for somebody, we both travel for the bands that we love and we both go to multiple shows. Do you have any advice for people who want to do that? Like tips or tricks or anything that maybe want to start traveling to go see their favorite bands?
The way I do it is I do everything as cheap as possible. I do have like a cap for myself. Like I'm not gonna if the flight is over $200, it's not happening. And like I'm on the street team for the Maine, which is a really cool opportunity to get things like free tickets. So where I can like get a free ticket, like that also helps with the travel. You know, meeting friends all over the country through online, being able to stay at their house, that helps cut costs of like hotel. Or if you need a hotel, traveling with friends or meeting people there, you can split that cost like 4 ways. So it's all about like budget with a purpose. I am not some like crazy rich person who can be doing all this without thinking about it. It is very conscious. I have put myself in some debt, getting better with that. We're going to try not to do that anymore. So, yeah, I tell people all the time like it looks super glamorous, but it's like really not. Like it looks super exciting, but like it's exhausting. It's exhausting and it is hard on your finances, but like if you're able to do it, you definitely should. It's definitely worth it every time.
Yeah. No, definitely good tips there because I think people think that every time I'm in like another state or another place seeing a band, they're just like, where do you have all this money? And I'm like, I don't. First of all,
Right.
debt. Second of all, like I think being, like you said, conscious of how you're spending and kind of budgeting in that way where it's like, okay, if I spend this much on flight, then I can spend this much on a hotel or like I just say try to join any like Hilton Honors because I stay at the Hilton a lot. So you get points and then you can kind of take that off of your bill or you have any kind of reward system for any company. If you'd like to fly a certain airline every time, you'll rack up points that way or something like that. But also like staying with friends if you can't afford a hotel, making friends in other states, making friends online, but not make sure they're not sketchy. But yeah, I think people just see that and they think that you have all this like throwaway money and you're like, no, I'm being very conscious of like where I'm staying, how far away. I'm like making sure that my hotel is like as close to the venue or as close to the airport as possible, seeing how much like a ride share would cost me going from one place to the next. Why would I stay all the way out there? It's going to cost more money. I'm just very like calculated. I think we are the people who travel a lot to see bands. I think we're calculated with it, and we kind of, because like what else are we going to do with our life?
Sorry. Yeah. I know, it's like, can we walk to the venue from here? Is there any like restaurants around we can walk to? Like, how do we minimize the Ubers? Like,
Exactly. Is there a
can you
restaurant?
drive?
Exactly. Can you drive? Can you pick me up? Is there a shuttle? Like a lot of festivals do like shuttles. Is there a restaurant attached to the venue? We could just eat
Mm,
there. Or is there something within walking distance or just any way that you can minimize your spending? And then I also talk about like sometimes I'll make videos about like the merch spread, like finding out what merch bands are selling. I feel like that beforehand, I feel like that's really helpful because you can kind of think like, what is a must buy for me? And what do I not need any merch this time? Maybe I've looked over the whole spread and I have this much to spend. Does anything really interest me? Because I feel like when you get in line, you feel like, or you get to the venue, you feel like you have to purchase something maybe.
yeah.
It's like an obligation, but you don't always have to purchase something. You don't. You're
Yeah.
there, you bought a ticket, you maybe bought the album, like you're supporting the band as best as you can just by being there and, in your own way. You don't have to always splurge for, And how much merch did you buy this last tour? This tour?
I was pretty good. I really only spent money at the pop-up shop. They always have really cool things at their pop-up shop, and I got an umbrella. Like, that was cool. Like, I'm
Danny
like,
Umbrella?
like, I don't really need more T-shirts. I have a lot. So I kinda like to find things that are like
Different, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did the umbrella look like? I'm not gonna ask you to open it in your house because
I
that
have it. It's, like, back there on my floor.
the green. Does
It's
it have grass
green and
on it?
white. It's green and white stripes, and then it says "Joy Next Door" on it. It's
That's
a nice umbrella.
yeah. I was thinking, oh, maybe they'd have like the grass from the cover, like as the design on the umbrella. I feel like that would be
That
really
would be
cute.
cute.
But my friends and I, we are kind of talking about that too. Like, we own so many t-shirts, so many hoodies from bands, and we love when bands get creative and kind of think of different types of merch to sell to their fans and just think outside of the box. I think an umbrella is a really good one. I don't think we had brought that up. We were thinking about socks, or somebody sold a toothbrush. I don't know what band that was, or how Fall Out Boy had the ice cube tray with the tears.
Yeah.
Like, just things
Part of
that are really different and you might not own. Like Haley Williams on her current tour, she has a zine. That's cool. Or just really anything, like pins and stickers and all that are great. And I have t-shirts, just too much. But anything else that, can make bands be creative and stand out, and I feel like people will be more willing to spend their money on things they don't already own, or
Yeah.
it kind of serves a purpose in their life. Like an umbrella, that serves a
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I really like little bags that you can bring into the venue. Like, I have a clear
Clear
Good
bag.
Dye Young bag. It's perfect. It's the right size, and you can bring it anywhere because it's clear. And then I have, like, a black one somewhere, and it's the home team's, and it's, like, still small enough to get into a venue that doesn't require a clear bag, but I use it as my everyday bag because it's just cute.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. A clear bag. It's like there's a whole market for that.
Yeah.
Or they could be doing like earplugs or just things that we need when we're at the show or just in real life. Just really, I feel like we're kind of seeking more practical things. So yeah, bands, shout out. we're trying to expand the merch spread here. Other than
Right.
like hats are great. Just like the normal tote bags. Met so many
Yeah.
things too. Just mix it up. It's fine. It's fine.
Like, I even enjoy, like, clothing that's, like, more wearable than, like, a t-shirt, like, a
Good.
nice sweater, like, high quality, like, tank tops, button downs, like, I feel like a lot of bands are branching into that more too, especially Movements. They have a lot of, like, really good just, like, actual clothing items, and I think that's so cool.
Do you like the booty shorts?
I do like the booty shorts. I have a couple pairs.
So I think of like the home team, they do like the booty shorts and
Yeah, I have a pair of the home teams.
but it's yeah, everyone loves the booty shorts. I remember when I was because I'm in a few of those Facebook groups for different festivals and stuff, and in the Emo's Not Dead cruise group, people were like begging for the booty shorts, so they made the ones that say "sad" back, and I'm like, that's incredible. But yeah, that's another thing. I mean, I don't know how wearable it is in like real life.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of expand. Maybe they can make like pants or shorts or
Mhm.
dresses. Who knows? Just kind of expand in that way of making more wearable clothing, like you said. Ooh, ties.
Would be cool.
Uh,
I don't think I've seen anyone do a tie.
That'd be
That'd be
interesting.
really cool.
They're gonna get so many ideas from this. So I'm trying to look at the Maine's touring right now and seeing where the last date is for this before they head off to Europe. Well, that's not until later. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Okay, so they have like so Dallas is the last date of this like mini before they do like the little run in the with other US dates, it looks like.
Mhm.
That's cool. Oh my gosh, that's coming up so quick.
I know,
Are
I
you sad?
know.
How do you feel?
I don't know how I feel, honestly, because in such a, like, weird mindset where I'm like, I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited because, like, I live in Texas now, and so I've been the one, like, going to all my other friends, and finally all those other friends are coming to me. So I'm very excited about that, but it's hard for me to think about because I have so much leading up to it, and I'm like, "When am I gonna get this done? When am I gonna clean my room?"
They'll understand. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but I am gonna be sad when the tour is over because
Yeah.
this tour, like, I've only been to 2 dates so far, which sounds crazy, like, I've only been to 2 dates, but, like, just watching everything that they're posting online, like, this has been such a fun tour. Like, I love their set design. Their
Yeah.
set list has been fun, they've been changing up a couple songs. I really love that they're, like, I don't know if this spoiler alert maybe, but for one of the songs, "Take Me Dancing," they'll bring out the other bands to come sing with them, and I think that's really fun and special. And they've been, like, doing, like, different renditions of songs that they've done in the past, so that's fun too.
Yeah, I love that. Just kind of mixing it up. Do you consider yourself a set list diva?
Do and I don't. I do have my strong opinions, but I feel like my strong opinions are not popular ones. And
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I've even told this to Pat. I'm like, at the end of the day, if like we did Slip the Noose and Right Girl are on the set list, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time regardless. But like, as long as Slip the Noose is on there, I'm not complaining much.
So one song, you're not like demanding a whole handful of songs or anything.
No, I say it would be nice if you could, like, throw this one out there every now and then, because I just think with the Maine specifically, they have so much music, so I know it's, like, hard to you can't play everything, obviously, but, like, I feel like there's a couple hidden gems, forgotten gems that, they probably have never even thought about playing live, and it's like, "Well, that would be pretty cool," but I know it's hard, especially since they're, like, blowing up actively, they've gotta play the songs everyone knows.
Yeah.
So I do think it would be really cool to, like, eventually do, like, a B-sides or deep cuts tour. I think that would be really fun.
I would love for any band to do that so much. I was in that like regard, I was thinking about what if they do like a roulette where they kind of
Yeah.
spin a wheel and they have to play that song. Obviously, they'd have to practice and like know the songs that they're playing beforehand before they put them on the wheel. But like do a B cut, like you said, B cut, a deep cut or a B side roulette, and then it'll just the wheel will pick what they're playing, and it just
Yeah.
like a random order or whatever. And if they want, they can end with Black Butterflies. It's fine. We know that's what a lot of people are there to hear. But for like the whole part of the rest of the set, they could kind of go with that.
Yeah, yeah, and I brought that up to Pat too, the wheel specifically, because I saw Matt Nathanson do it. He had a big wheel, and, like, it would just and he was like, "I can't not play the song it lands on because I did that one night and the whole city block lost power. So we're gonna do what the wheel says." And I was like telling my friends about that, and they said the Wonder Years have done that too. That I think theirs was like a digital wheel.
Amazing. Maybe that's
That's
where I
cool.
saw it or something. I'm like, I didn't think of this. Maybe it just kind of popped in my brain.
Yeah.
More bands should adopt this kind of method because It mixes it up. It makes it fun. I love when bands change the set list every night. Not only it feels special in that way, like they're kind of curating it for each city, but also it's fun to talk about like, oh, you got dose number 2 on your night. Okay, I didn't get that. I got, English Girls or something, which all this also I'm very jealous about the English Girls Mikey Way thing because that was the night before I went, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway,
That was crazy. It happened to me with William Beckett the night after the date I went. He came out and sang Black Butterflies. I was like, ah!
but also that like special guests,
Yeah.
changing up the set list, kind of just making it interesting and keeping it going. And I don't want to get all like social media, but it makes for good like user generated content, people sharing things and talking about the band and keeping that kind of going. Also, like speaking of features, them being with like the Jonas Brothers, I'm sure made them blow up as well. Like, who's this band?
Right. Like I said, they keep hitting these huge milestones and it's like so incredible to watch. Like,
No.
of course I wish I could like be there for all of them, but that's just not possible. But like I can't imagine like going to see the Jonas Brothers and they're like my favorite band and then the Maine's my other favorite band and just being in the crowd, not expecting anything and then the Maine comes out on stage. I think I would have lost my dang marbles. Like, what? That is so crazy.
And just be standing there with like your mouth agape, just like, what is happening? I should be reacting. What is going on?
Yeah.
Kind of looking around like, does anybody else realize what's happening?
Like for me, like Fall Out Boy is my other favorite band. So when they got announced to open for them,
Mhm.
I said that this is my Super Bowl. Like I could have never even have dreamed they would be playing together. So I was like, I have to go to as many shows as I can of this because like when am I gonna like have this
Gotcha,
again?
yeah. What are
I'm
what
still like in awe over that.
so who are you said the Main, Fall Out Boy, who are like your like top like 5 like favorite bands or artists?
I don't really have a top 5, that's a little too hard, but I call them my holy trinity. It's Fall Out Boy, The Main, and The Front Bottoms, always for life, like,
Okay.
that will never change.
The Holy
And then,
Trinity.
like, 4 and 5, they could be anyone at any given moment.
Yeah, when people like are like, oh, top 10 or something, I feel like it gives you a little breathing room. So I'm like, okay, at this moment, where are we
Right.
at right now? Because next week you could fall in love with another band and then they could take spot 4 or 5 and kind of shift that other band
Yeah.
somewhere else.
I'm like, "Don't ask me my favorite anything, it's gotta be 3." They've all
What
gotta
is
be
your
in 3s.
That's it. I'm asking for it. No, I'm just kidding. Demand a whole dissertation on top 10 bands only. Yeah, exactly. It is hard. It is hard to pick. Do you find that when you talk to other people that aren't in this community and they want you to talk about bands, like instead of genres, I feel like we always just list specific bands instead of like, what do you listen to? I feel like some people will say, oh, I listen to country or oh, I listen to pop. But I feel like in the sphere that we're in, we always list specific bands.
Yeah. I I I'm with you on that because don't ask me the genre of anything. I
And it all blends together too. Like,
Yes,
what is the
exactly.
main? Like, what are, like, we
I
didn't
am I always say this, like, I am anti-genre.
know.
Friggin' get rid of it because at this point in time, it all just mixes together. Like, I don't know. Like, I was trying to figure out what genre microwave is the other day, and I Googled it, and they just call themselves a rock band. I'm like, but if I say that they're a rock band, people are gonna think of it like the Pretty Reckless or something. Like, like it's all like just get rid of it.
Super confusing. Yeah, I'm very like anti-genre. I get that we have to like categorize things and people are just automatically kind of made to categorize and kind of put things in boxes and make it easier to organize it in their brains. But with music, it's so hard because alternative, like what does that mean?
Mhm.
Like it's not
Yeah.
not that. The other day I was talking to somebody that was asking me about my favorite type of music, and I usually just say like either alternative or I'll say like pop punk because they like to
Mhm.
throw a lot of bands in there that not necessarily fit that exact description, but they kind of just throw them in there because they sound similar or they've played tours. And the person was like, they said, what did they say? Like Pantera or Black Sabbath or something. And I'm like, for pop punk? What are you talking about? I'm like, no, it's not like that. Oh, like kind of like Blink 182. Everybody knows Blink. Everybody knows Green
Yeah.
Day. Everybody, like to an extent, they know what I'm talking about. But it's just funny when you say rock or when you say alternative, and then they'll go metal or they'll
Right.
go like, what's going on? So, and then it's also hard when you say when I get picked up sometimes from rideshare from a concert, and they'll be like, oh, who is playing? And I'll say the Maine. And they say, "What kind of music is that?" And I'm like, "Eh?"
Doing calculations in my head, like,
I'm like, "Oh, you just have to, like, listen to them," and it's just it's so hard to describe.
depends on the album.
Yeah. Also, yeah, depends on the album, depends what era we're in, like, what year are you talking about, even, like, down to the song, it's just but it's specific to that particular band, which I also think they're great at doing, like, making sounds and music that is so specifically them that I don't think they could try to be another band or try to sound like somebody else if they, like, really tried to do it, I don't think it would work.
No, no. Yeah, they're truly authentic to themselves, which I love. Back to what I was saying earlier, it's so nice to, like, grow with them. Like,
Right.
their sound is constantly changing, but so is my taste. And my taste just happens to align with the music they keep making. And I feel that way about Paramore and I feel that way about Fall Out Boy. Like, people are like, oh, this album is so different. Like, I don't like it at all. And I'm like,
Okay.
well, I love it. Like, I'm like, I've never heard a Fall Out Boy or a Paramore album or the main album that I don't like, you
Yeah.
know? And so I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. 'Cause I think it would devastate me if I, like, didn't like an album from one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, totally. When you say that, I was literally thinking about Hayley Williams' Ego Death era and
Mhm.
how growing up with, like, Paramore and evolving and kind of growing with them and with her as, like, they make these new sounds, and at a certain point, they were saying they were genreless, and I loved that so much. I think it was around, in the After Laughter era, they were just like, "We're no genre, we just make music that we like and that inspires us and based off of the things that we're listening to," and it's so interesting how you can mature and then the band or the artist makes music that's perfect for you at that particular moment in time. And maybe when you were 20, you maybe wouldn't like these particular sounds or music that they're making, but now at whatever age you are, you're like, "Okay, I needed this at this particular moment in time." Um, so I feel like having grown up with certain bands is also I feel like we're lucky in that way too, like,
Yeah.
having been in this particular timeline to grow with the bands and see them, like you said, more, like not only more famous, more appreciated, and more well-known and kind of loved.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I think about that a lot too, like, with Olivia Rodrigo's first album, like, even as a grown adult, I was like, "Oh, I still, like, really resonate with this," like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like, being a teenager hearing this for the first time, like
Mind-blowing, probably.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's something too, I feel like we can appreciate are you a millennial or Gen Z?
I'm
Or
I'm
Expert?
I'm on the cusp. I
Yeah,
like to say millennial. I'm 96.
okay.
I
Yeah,
make it.
I was gonna say, yeah, because I was like, "You're giving cusp energy," but I'm like, "I'm not sure." But I feel like with millennials and Gen Z, we know how to appreciate things that are didn't necessarily grow up with, but are, like, newer, and we're willing to try to learn and understand and really just kind of love in a different way things that we're not familiar with, you know? And we want to like welcome Olivia Rodrigo. We welcome like Sabrina Carpenter. We welcome like Chapel Roan, all these new artists that are kind of fitting into that space. And they're not only like just pop artists, but like people who are alternative love these artists too. And they're kind of like getting rid of the whole you have to only listen to one genre or only listen to one thing or look a particular way. So I really love that everyone's learning to like appreciate things in that way
Yeah.
even if we're not, like, Olivia Rodrigo's age.
Right. I know, I feel like it used to be, like, very uncool if you were an emo kid to, like popular music, like, I know when I was in my deep emo years, I was like, "I don't listen to Justin Bieber, I don't listen to One Direction, like, y'all are basic normies," but now it's just like, "Yeah, give it to me, I'll listen to all of it." And I feel like it's the opposite too. Like I would get made fun of for listening to emo music,
Yeah.
and now it's so popular. Everyone wants to be emo.
Oh,
And like even the people who would like make fun of me for it, they're like, "Yeah, I was listening to this back in the day. This really takes me back." I was like, "You weren't though. You
you're
were
like,
making fun of me for it." But it's okay. I'll welcome you because it's good music and we all deserve to dance.
exactly. I've learned to forgive. I won't forget, but I've learned to forgive in
Exactly.
that way where it's like, were you even okay? I don't really remember that when you were bullying us on MySpace or making the bulletins on MySpace about how we were lame and we were listening to stupid music. But okay, like that's fine. You guys can join. I'm not gonna, like I said, not gonna gatekeep, not gonna
Not gonna gatekeep.
keep you from liking the same music as I do. It's fine. It's okay. All right, let's see. So, being a fangirl or just being heavily involved in a fandom can often be misunderstood. What would you want people to understand about it, especially like how meaningful it actually is and just about people that are so submerged in the fandom? Like what would you want them to know or understand?
Just think like, fangirls do get a bad rep sometimes, but it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding because like I said, I work in concert venues, and so I get to like see what it's like behind the scenes, and then I get to like build shows for my favorite bands when they're coming through, and like that's so cool. And then you build the show, and then the time lapses, and then you're watching the show and you're like, wow, my favorite band is performing in the place that I work right now. Like that's so cool. And then getting to like talk to them, and, like, with the Maine, I've talked to them about this, and they were like, "Oh, that's so excited," like, genuinely happy for you. Like, I don't know, I think they really understand and appreciate, like, you say you're here because of us, but we're here because of people like you, you
Mhm,
know?
exactly. Oh my gosh, that's like a perfect quote, by the way.
"Oh, thank you."
You say "We're with us, we're here exactly, like, we're here for you because we love you so much, but, like, they're here because of the fans, and the fans built the industry and keep it going and keep these bands coming back for this experience. Yeah, that's beautifully said.
Yeah. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, exactly. You need me, I need you. Let's work together. This ecosystem, because it really is. There's a whole ecosystem involved in fandom and band success and longevity and just how they interact and integrate in each other's lives.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and, like, the front bottoms played at one of my previous venues, and I got to take my experience of being a fan of them and bring it to my team and be like, "Hey, like, this is what you guys should know about their crowds. This is what they like to do. Like, you should expect this." And it's like, that's good insight to give because, like, your team may have never heard of this band and they just think it's another any old thing, but it's nice to be able to, like, bring that insight, and it's, like, exciting for you. Like, you're
yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm an expert on this topic."
Oh, that's incredible. I'm sure they really appreciated every bit of insight you had to say about like the front bottoms or whoever comes rolling through your town,
Right.
you are a fan of or you've seen live, and that's really like that. I'm sure that's like a little like comes in clutch little secret weapon there. Especially, could you imagine going to a venue and them like not researching or knowing anything about like a hardcore band keeping the barricade up or something or not having space for people to move, um,
Right.
in that kind of way, like, just an example, like, say Drain was coming to town and they had, like, a barricade, or like, "No, this is gonna be bad, like, you need to
Yeah.
get rid of that, they need to be right up against the stage, like, it's gonna be crazy. Move move everything out of the way," just having that
Yeah.
insight, I'm sure they really appreciated, having
Yeah.
it there, so
Yeah. It's my favorite thing. I'm so excited. I love it. I love my job. I love what I get to do, and I love that it's such a, like, integral part of my being, like,
right.
every time I go to interviews, they're like, "Oh, well, what do you like to do for fun?" And I'm like, "Well, I like to go to concerts for fun." So, like, this is what I wanna do all the time.
Exactly. So what's next for you? What's on the Deanna agenda?
In what sense?
Just like, going to shows or, world domination or what do you what's on the calendar? What are you like planning on? doing anything more in, like, the industry, or are you like, whatever you have going on?
So, I recently got a promotion, so I moved to Texas for this job. So I'm kinda, like, set on that for a minute. I'm kinda where I wanna be at this time. Honestly, we talked about, like, my upcoming schedule, which is crazy. I'm kind of excited to rest. I'm like, after that, May's pretty empty, and I'm excited to kinda just, like, chill, take a break, get back into my work, and really focus on that. And, I really wanna make a good impression at this place because I'm so new. So I'm really like, those are my goals, is just to, like, make them be like, "Yeah, we made the right decision with her, and, like, she's doing great there."
Yeah, totally. I'm sure you're killing it. I feel like when people really want something, you can feel the passion kind of exuding from them when they really want to do well, or they putting their all into something or really love something. I feel like people around you can feel it. So, I'm sure you're doing a great job. But yes, I can understand just wanting to continue to do that. And resting is important. Obviously, we don't
Yeah.
want people to get burnt out or sick or
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's rough, but it's rewarding and it's fun.
There's a
I'm having a
balance
great
there,
time. Yeah.
There's a definite balance, I'd rather live this life than, not do anything.
Right. I don't wanna be bored. Like, I definitely can say that my life is not boring. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it makes for great conversation. I'm sure with other people, you're just like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is my schedule." Like,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it looks totally crazy from the outside, but, like, to other fangirls, it's like,
makes
"Oh,
sense.
yeah, and here's mine."
No, it's totally normal, and then you meet people and you can compare your schedules or when am I gonna see you again? Are you flying out
Right.
to this show? And then that's how you make your friends. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why more people are not doing this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, like, I met, like, some, girls on the cruise that also live in Houston and are going to see the Maine, so we're like, "Hell yeah, like, let's link up."
Perfect, perfect. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here, Deanna. I appreciate you showing up and, minor technical difficulties in the beginning, but we got through it. And, I love the conversation. I always love talking to fans and then people who are, we're just more than fans and just are in it for life in that way. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I'm like, "Oh, you wanna talk to me?" Like, that's so exciting. I love your podcast. I was listening to it, earlier today, and I was just, like, getting imposter syndrome. I'm like, "These women are so cool."
Oh my gosh. Thank you.